All right, so we have just broken the law of silence on the synchronistic experience we had, which I have just loaded up. So I hope you have had a good look at this and see what synchronicities are happening in your life. How can you identify when you are in flow? And being in flow is like really saying that, you are one with the cosmos and, all is happening perfectly for you. Heaven and earth comes together. That's what it is, actually. That's when heaven and earth comes together. Synchronicity actually is like, the middle point where left and right meet, and everything seems to just be happening simultaneously, but just permitting us enough time so we can identify the process. Don't you find like when you go through these synchronistic experiences, you often have to think back, well, how did that happen? And then you have to think, oh, well, I actually was thinking about this, and then I got the bus, and then I heard a call, and you have to do, a recall, so to speak. So this is what we are going to touch on again, because of course, being it synchronicity, which is wonderful for me in a sense because it gives me an affirmation or confirmation rather that I am in flow, and I love it when those things happen. In fact, having said that, now I know how I got onto this synchronicity. I think I know how. Because I was thinking, for how I live my life, it's really a synchronistic occurrence of events. Usually, the big things that happen, the life changing events that happen in my life, has always been through a sort of synchronicity. And I was thinking and pondering, it's time I share this with you. This has just come to the surface now, talking about recall, of course. And so this is how I got to realize that the word synchronicity, of course, equals 47 while I was doing whatever or the video. And I thought, well, something's happening there. But somehow the number 47 had been etched within my brain for God knows how long. Now, having said that, it's time for a tea break. Of course, while we are doing that, we are breaking the law of silence. And of course, you need to hit that notification bell so you can actually not just hear it. Of course, you've got to hit it so you can hear it and smash it and whatever else happens. But I am asking that we, subscribe to the channel if you haven't and hit the notification bell so you would be, of course, one of the first to, of course, delve in this tea time. Oh, wonderful. Oh, so, wonderful ignited souls, may I welcome you to this channel. I am Crimey Queen, your partner in crime. Now, you may be wondering what crime are we about to commit? Of course, because it does not sound too good. But of course, it seemed like it would be a crime for us to discover the things that we are discovering on this channel because no one else speaks of things like we do on here. And so, this is why I love to welcome you on this us ship like a relationship, united souls. I want you to recognize that we are one. Of course, one is not just single. Of course, if you go through the videos, you will understand that one is really one of these infinite numbers, which is 16. This is why they call it Sweet 16. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, I do urge that you watch Numerology and Spirituality for Beginners. I'm going to put the link below, so of course in the description box somewhere. And of course, remember to like and subscribe and share. So this is going to be, I believe it's going to be, well, just a perfect tea break. Let's put it this way. Let's not speak time. Just let's look at this. So it's back on synchronicity because I just felt that there was something more to add. And of course, it gives us another excuse to have a wonderful, delicious tea break. So let's look at synchronicity as we have done. Synchro. I think it is Greek, some kind of. I remember Deepak Chopra talking about the synchro destiny. I was very captivated with that. In fact, I think I did a course on that. This is when I had an awakening and actually changed my name through Deepak Chopra. So I am really thankful. Synchronicity. I was about to put destiny now. Okay. What's happening here? Okay. Let's just turn this one here. Synchronicity. Okay. A city. Okay. But it comes to 47 people, and 4 plus 7 is 11. So we know it's the master number we are dealing with. Let me get my brush because it's fallen. Okay, so we've been speaking about this, and we see that that is, of course, the master number for Jesus, the number for wisdom, wisdom. Perhaps I should use well, we have all the synchronicity happening here where we did a lot on China and so on, but we have more stuff to do on here. What I didn't add, or what I didn't remember to mention, that synchronicity, of course, would be in direct relation to the created God, the verbatim God, the first God on our list, which is the created God, that equals 29, which is 2 plus 9 is 11. So, of course, we have that. So, of course, wisdom, and it's saying, of course, when you are in flow, of course, that's wisdom revealing herself to you. Okay. And it's the verbatim God, the created God, and which is also 11. Now, I really want to keep that thought here, but I also want to remember to tell you that this is energy, energy, and this is vibration. So, vibration. Excuse the writing, but you get it. So basically, what we see with synchronicity is it's almost like something. That's why it seems so indescribable. When it happens, it really gets us feeling all kinds of emotions because it has got that wisdom. It's, of course, it's creative because it's there to help us create. It is energy, and it's also vibration because it takes us onto a sequence of events that happen seemingly magical. So I think, in the words of Deepak Chopra, not I'm paraphrasing, but they use the word random. So, of synchronicity, which equals 74, but mirrors 47. I thought perhaps I was the only one who came across this 47 and actually really wondered about the significance of number 47. In the days when Deepak Chopra, the likes of Deepak Chopra, Bob Proctor, I think I got onto this through Dale Carnegie, or some things were being sold as packages, and they all would be like 47 pounds, $47 or pounds. And I thought, well, something, there's something. I question everything basically, but this had kind of etched in my brain, and of course it's been so many years, decades now. I'm still, now I'm getting the deliciousness of number 47 as synchronicity. Now, Deepak Chopra would know this. He would know this, speaking so much about synchrodestiny and synchronicity. In fact, most of the spiritual teachers, if not all, know numerology. And so there is an aspect, remember people, because I was saying, why don't they tell us this? But the wisdom is not something that can be taught. It's something that has to be discovered. This is so delicious. Oh, time for a tea break. This is a short one. So I hope we are getting this. And this is why I was thinking, no, wisdom, you cannot sell it. Although in the Bible it says something about if a man finds wisdom and he would either sell everything he has to buy it or something to that effect. But you cannot buy it. It's something you discover. And so I think that's such a good line. I have to repeat it how many times? Okay. And I hope you agree too. If you do, put a little comment down below. Let us know how we are doing here because we are united souls. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear, see, hear, smell it, whatever it is, when I'm having the other tea breaks that I don't share with you. So at least we'll still be, having the taste of the same things all the time. All the time. Deepak Chopra, this man has influenced me in a very big way, and so much so that he is one of the characters in my book, which I haven't gotten on to telling him or letting him know because I actually have 7 elders, and they come in different forms, meaning that they are highly spiritual and they come into the form of human because like I am speaking to you now, they actually helped me to see where a door was or identify something about myself. And so I felt when writing, it was the thing to do from my spirit, a way of saying thank you. So that's done and that said is that Deepak Chopra, they are in the definition of synchronicity, they use the word random events. Now, synchronistically, after doing actually uploading my video, I just thought, let me Google the number 47 because I haven't heard anyone really speak about 47 or such. But then, as I said, since it's something to be discovered, then the very first thing I saw was a young man or something called Time. Oh, I made a note of it somewhere, but time, it's something to do with time. And so I also wondered whether they made the correlation with time because time actually equals 20, which is 2, like wisdom. Okay. Like death and a lot of other things that I have been doing videos on. So this is just so delicious. I'm hoping that you are, salivating on this as well, as much as I am. Okay, that's me, Okay. And so, but they use the word random, and I saw this young man who spoke about his friend had made the observation how 47 is this number. It sounded like his friend was on a high with this number, and since they spoke of the number, everyone started seeing the number everywhere, all the friends, well, how many of them it were. So it meant that synchronicity was birthing after its kind. It is a path that actually leads you, onto its kind, it reflects itself. And that's what happened after while uploading the video. And I went on Google. The first thing I saw for 47, I came across this video. In fact, he gives a story about how he's working with the number 47 and how that has led him onto something, doing a sequence of videos and so on. But then I was hoping he would have said something like, but I was just full of anticipation, hoping that he had made the connection of 47 being the mirror image of 74. They actually missed it, or synchronistically just or intuitively know it, but it's actually there. And then he uses the word random, and I thought, let me do the numerical value for the word random. And of course, this is what we are going to do right now. And I did it mentally, so I'm hoping it's right because I'm just here thinking I'm sharing something, random. Okay, random. So let's see. Because what I did was I did this as 14 in my mind. So I know this is 14 and then this is 15. So this is actually 29. So it's actually 20. So it's still right in the sense of, well, it's not 47, but we have the number 11, haven't we? So let's do this again. So this is 10, because I had not 1, 5, 4. Let's do this 6, 4. So this is 10, this is 29. So 29, like the created God. So the created God, which is the verbatim God, the first verbatim God, is actually a God that shows up randomly. He just shows up or she just shows up. And that's like a lot to do with the story of Jesus, if you like. That's a lot to do with wisdom. We can see the DOM as well, wisdom, the energy, the vibration. All those things happen and come together and culminate. And of course, this is why it is said, of course, we see the word random here. This is why it is said the amount of things that, events that actually have to, play out for something magical to happen in your life, it's phenomenal. You think you meet someone you thought about for ages, and you just meet them at the bus stop, and you think, oh my, I haven't seen this person for such a long time. I just thought of you, and there you are. But so many things. Perhaps you missed a bus. Perhaps your bus didn't show up on the usual time, or there was a detour or something. All sorts of things happen. Now, speaking of synchronicity, because I did mention that I'm going to share a lot of my experiences, I live that way. That's my life. I'm not saying that I don't plan and really, yes, I do. I have a vision and I wish something happened in a certain way. But when I kind of like relax and think, okay, it's now. In fact, I just think, you know what, it's just going to happen. And when it happens, it's going to be perfect. So I'll have to do this another time. Share my series of synchronicities with you to encourage you to be observant to those things that happen. It may just be like, for me, it just may feel like an uncomfortable nudge on the shoulder that tells me, get up. And as I'm saying this, one of the things that come to mind, in fact, I moved home in one of these wonderful synchronistic ways. I don't usually answer to the front door at a certain time or attend to a certain, whatever was happening. But one day I just so happened to, I think, no, I'm going to go downstairs and check what's happening, because there are other people usually downstairs. And I like to think that I'm just minding my own business. But that day, doing that, I just so happened to find out that the uh, home or accommodation was available, and it was exactly what I wanted without actually planning that I really want to move, next month. And had I not done that, I would have missed it. But again, that is synchronistically being in flow and attending to or paying attention to the nudge on my shoulder. No, go on, go on. And I think, okay, I'm going to go. So, anyway, I share this with you. And I just thought, it really kind of like made me feel good to just see that number 47 and how synchronicity is taking me onto this path. And it'd be interesting to hear your story as well of what synchronistic experiences is happening for you that you would like to share. Leave a little note or something, or a word. Maybe you were in a shop and you were thinking of a word or asking a question, and you just look up on the screen and it's there, or you're on the bus or you hear someone speak it. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and of course share and stay ignited.